Okay, I'm here at O'Reilly's, about to start this massive service work on the truck today. Going to be doing the tie rods, upper and lower ball joints, inner and outer axles, and the hubs. So I just want to get all that stuff new because I plan to lift this truck and I want that stuff to be good before I find a lift that's suitable. I'm only going to go about 6 inches when I lift it, but it's something that I want to do, so I'm going to do it. So today's going to be it's kind of cold today, a little cool. I wish it was as warm as it was yesterday, but the sun is out, so I'm not going to do too much complaining. Sitting in the sun to get you warm and fighting on parts will definitely get you warm. So I'm going to start this project today and hopefully finish today. It shouldn't take too long. By my calculations, the parts aren't hard to get to. I got all the tools, all the specialty tools that I need, and yeah, hopefully we can knock this thing out. Okay, so I'm about to start this various project. It's actually much colder out here than I thought it would be, so I had to put on my super suit. I had some gloves. I don't know what happened to them. I gotta find them because it's really cold out here today. In this suit, I know I'm going to get super hot though. But so we're starting with the passenger side. So I have the hubs to do, the tie rods, upper and lower ball joints, and the inner and outer axles with brand new U-joints. So safety first. I have 2 jacks up under here, just so for anybody that's questioning safety. I 100% believe in safety. So the main jack is holding, the main jack stand is holding, I should say, and my aluminum jack is adding extra support just in case anything were to move or topple over. That jack is more than enough to hold it. I think it's 2.5 tons. So for one side, that's more than enough oomph for this particular vehicle, even though this vehicle is extremely heavy. But I'm going to start by taking off these wheels, and then I'm going to lubricate everything, which I lubricated it before, but it was some time ago, so that stuff probably already wore off. I'm going to lubricate it again, and hopefully these bolts come off easy. If the bolts come off easy and I can get the stuff off easy, then this should be no more than a 2-3 hour job. So let's get started. Okay, so I just took off the caliper and the caliper bracket. I've tied the caliper up because I don't need this in the way. I'm not going to do anything with this today. This bolt right here, that's the problem with these. They're so old. I'll tell you one secret, young guys. Don't go kill your back. Get yourself a pry bar with an extension, and it'll save your back tremendously. Young and strong doesn't mean nothing when you get older. So I'm about to take the rotor off, and then I'll start taking the hub off after that. Once I take the hub off, this is the ABS module for the hub. I'll take that off, and then once the hub comes off, I got to take the locking diff off too. Forgot about that piece. But after I take the rotor off, then the diff, and then we get to the meat and potatoes of this thing. Okay, so I'm at a semi-difficult part. I have to get the hub off. I got the the manual locking diff part off, which was not a problem at all. So now I'm at the point where I got to get this hub off, and I got my little bit of separation, which is good. So I was able to put some lube up in there, kind of beat up my little dust guard, but that's no big deal. Got the ABS module off. As soon as I get this part off, then I can take the axle out. And but this is the difficult part. I'm beating the hell out of it, but I got a new one of these, so it doesn't matter anyway. But I'm kind of beating it up right now. I actually forgot something while I was in the process of beating it off. I forgot a real critical part, and it happened to be this little ring that goes around the axle. So that goes up in there, and I forgot. That's why I had purchased these very particular pliers, reverse pliers, so I can get up in there and get that, because it's kind of deep down in there. So now that I got that, now the piece should come off and I shouldn't have to fight it too hard. Okay, so yeah, it's coming out just fine now. that little piece when I put it back on there. Smash that with the sledgehammer. Yeah, so I got plenty of separation, and now it's going to come out the way it's supposed to. All right, that's half the battle right there. So this next step after this is to get this ball joint out with the caster bolt nut, and then this one down here. This one's going to be a real tough one down here. But once I take the axle out, I should be able to get to it. Remind you, I'm also replacing the axles too. So first thing I'm going to do is pop this axle out. And then I'll start working on those two. And then once those come out, then we're on to putting everything back together. And looking at everything, this axle is actually in really good condition. The seal looks really good up in here. The only reason why I got the axle is because of I wanted to do the U-joints right here. But I didn't want to actually replace these U-joints myself, so I just went ahead and got the whole new axle assembly, and it comes with this dust cap too. And I was looking at this dust cap, it looks kind of beat up too. So if I'm gonna do the U-joints, then I might as well do the axles too, which, I mean, for the price it wasn't actually that bad. So, but yeah, I'm happy that this looks real good, and I actually had to buy a special tool to put these back in. So once I pop this out, then I can start working on this U-joint, get this whole hub off, and then I can finally get to pressing these ball joints out. Alright, so a little bit of pushing on each side, and that axle comes right up out of there. So you just gotta get back here and pry on both sides, and that axle comes right up out of there. So this hub still looks really good. This truck is 2012, so I'm not complaining about what it looks like. So this dust seal right here, I'm gonna pop this dust seal out, because the new axles come with that. And then onto the ball joints, which I just gotta bang them up out of here. So it's not a big deal to bang that up out of here. This is the vacuum line, I gotta take this off. And then take this bolt off right here. Luckily I got a pry bar. I really like to use my Milwaukee, but oh well. And then take that one off there, and bada boom, bada bing, she's out. We are at the point to where I got the inside nut off. I had to go get a special bolt for that. And the upper ball joint is also loose and ready to come off. So now I just gotta beat on the side of these to get the ball joints to loosen up, and this piece should actually drop down a little bit to allow this whole knuckle to come off.
Hours later.
Okay, so it's a full day later. I wasted a lot of time finding the components for the ball joint press. So I ordered it from Advanced Auto, and come to find out the parts that they had in their kit don't support the Ford ball joints. So I took about 2.5 hours to run around town to figure out where the proper ball joints were at. So I finally found it at AutoZone. Thank goodness for AutoZone. O'Reilly's, man, you guys got to do better. In Advance, they said they're not loaning tool parts because of COVID. I'm like, why is that even an issue? Us mechanics are some of the dirtiest guys out there, other than plumbers. Plumbers are filthy. But I love you guys though. I need you and I love you. But mechanics, they said they weren't loaning their tools because of COVID. And I'm like, well, you let mechanics in your store. We're filthy guys. We're really filthy. You know, if you haven't had an oil-laced sandwich, you don't know what you're missing, okay? But I was able to find the parts at AutoZone, and now I finally got the ball joints on, and now, as you see, I already put the seal in. Now I'm ready to put the hub assembly together, put the axle in, and put everything back together. And on this side, the last thing I'm gonna do is the tie rods. All right, so let's get to it. Day 2. I got brand new studs. Now I have to put the studs into the holes here so that I can put it into the truck. And then I got a brand new axle locking ring. These things are a pain to put on, but I'm kind of glad it came with it. So, whew, this has been a fight. Hopefully I can finish. I'm still on the passenger side, so hopefully I can finish the driver's side today as well. Okay, now I'm going to put the axle in. I'll put a little silicone spray up in there. Everything's moving nice and good the way it's supposed to. Have that bolt torqued down. I don't have this one torqued down just yet. I'm going to try and get it good enough so when I take it to the alignment place, they can just tighten it, untighten it a little bit, and go ahead and put that new, put my alignment back correct. Okay, I have the axle seated and ready to be knocked in. There are several special Ford parts or specialty tools that you have to use to install some of the parts on the Ford. One of them is this bad boy right here, which is basically a big heavy piece of machined metal that can be doubled as a Pilates weight. So this is, I actually had to get this used because it was extremely expensive brand new, but it was $80 used. So I basically put this over here and beat the rest of the axle in and make this seal right here, because it has to be airtight or vacuum so you can manually engage the front axles. But yeah, so $80 for this hunk of metal. I wish I could have made it myself, but oh well. Here comes a very difficult part. Up in there, I have to put this ring up in there, and it wouldn't be so difficult, but I got a really crappy pair of ring lock pliers. They worked getting everything off, but it was a bit of a fight. So hopefully I can put this on easy. Everything is looking good though. A little zoomed in. Everything is looking good. That thing sealed the way it's supposed to. Covers the dust seal up in there. So what I got to do is push the axle out a little bit so I can put that clip up in there. And there's the ABS module that goes right there. Then I got to put that back on its hook. No big deal there. But yeah, that hose goes here for the vacuum seal. And then after that, I'll change these two tie rods. And then this side will be done. When I take the ball joint tool back, I'm gonna get the gasket that goes here. Eventually, I'm gonna get new locking hubs, but they're fine right now. They look really good. This truck, actually, for its age and where it came from, looks really good. So I'm gonna get the seal for that and call it a day. All right, a little trial and error, but I was able to get up in there, and you can see, put the clamp on. Sweet. The pliers that I got actually are pure crap because they don't, when they close, they kind of hit parts that aren't supposed to, that technically should be out of the way. The way these are designed is for much lighter duty, but these are the ones that I bought. I even had to use the spring to bend the handle straight, because these were more curved in, so the bottoms would hit, which didn't make any sense. So I had to bend these out a little bit so I could actually squeeze it enough. And now that it squeezes enough, it opens wide enough to put it around there, and we're good to go. So I got the lower tie rod on. Now I just got to put the upper tie rod on, and the reason why I had that bolt off to begin with, so I can move the sway bar. Possibly I can get it back in. I'm gonna do the same technique I had before, which is basically brute force. Nothing I can do about it. Well, I can do something about it, but I'm gonna see if brute force will work, and if it does, I just gotta slip it in there, lift that piece up so I can put that on and slip it in there. And then once I slip it in there, then that piece connects to the bottom, and we're good to go. Alright, so this side is officially done, besides for the locking hub. That's the last piece on this side of the truck. I'm going to tighten this up and put the cotter pin in, but I'm gonna have to get it all aligned anyway, because when I counted my splines, this one matched up, but this one did not. So I got to get a full alignment anyway. I have a warranty, a 1-year warranty on my alignment, so oh yeah, I got to put that back. But yeah, so this side is done. Fun. It wasn't fun at all. I got to get the gasket for this to put the locking hub back on, the manual lock on, and that's it for this side. But I can do that afterwards. I'll put the tire on and start working on the other side. Okay, so I finally finished the right side, driver's side, and everything is put back together on this side. This side wasn't as hard as the passenger side, only because I kind of knew what I was looking for or what to expect when it came to the ball joints, which the ball joints was the hardest side. So I took it to Firestone. Shout out to Firestone for doing my alignment. They did a great job, and they were fast about it. But yeah, everything is on point. My steering wheel is straight, and I'm loving it. And truck rides like a Cadillac, or like a top-notch Ford, I should say. Forget a Cadillac. Okay, so I finished completely with the install, and I just got to go to O'Reilly's to pick up the gasket that goes around the locking hub, and once I install that, that will be the last part of this upgrade for the truck. You know, like I said, it's a 2012, so now suspension-wise, at least alignment-wise, everything's nice and good. And then I got to go to the restaurant depot to show them my business license. For some reason they don't have it on file, but I know that I signed up with it on file, so I'm gonna just go show it to them again so they know that I have a business license and everything, because you actually have to have a business license to purchase from that location. But yeah, everything is looking good, and my steering wheel's straight the way I like it, and it rides very good for its age, but it was also taken care of, it looked like, from the beginning. So I'm just going to keep taking care of it, doing what I need to do to make sure the truck runs and does its pulling like it's supposed to. But other than that, yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.